I've been playing tennis since, I think I was about 10 years old. And I've been owning my own law practice for 10 years now, so not my first day playing tennis, but we'll talk about my first case on this episode of Unbillable. So we are at the beautiful Indian Wells Tennis Garden, home of the annual BNP Paribas Open. I don't remember who won it last year, but it's like the 5th largest tennis tournament in the world. First tennis tournament to provide equal pay to the two genders. And just an incredible facility, let's be honest.
Got it. No, I'm not comparing. I said, have you ever seen someone work in the studio with headphones?
You should turn this camera on right now, and you should be filming. Are you already filming this? Good. Okay, so for those of us just joining us, Luis and a lot of you make excuses on why you're not doing stuff. I do it too. Like, let's not act like I'm above the rules or anything. But like, they're just excuses. I'm going to this trash can real quick. They're just excuses. Like, they're just excuses. They're excuses for me. They're excuses for you. They're excuses literally for you, Luis. I mean, like, if you think you need to go somewhere to finish some creative project, you don't need to go there. You don't need to go anywhere to finish a creative project. You don't need to do anything special in order to achieve anything special. You just gotta put in the work. I was not a book nerd in school. Like, I've never been a book nerd. However, I understand in order to get to certain places, you have to do certain things, and I just do those things. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Like, and everybody else that's watching, right? Like, if there's something that you want to do, you know the steps that you need to do it. Don't add things like, I need a mountain getaway in order to find the peace and quiet and inspiration to complete the task. That is bull. Go ahead, what were we gonna say? I see you smiling. I actually see all the people watching this right now smiling. You can always create more obstacles. It should never be about the obstacles. It should be about the end task and the goal. It's not about schooling you. It's about like clicking and changing your thought process on achieving your goals. A test. I was talking to a guy I play tennis with, his daughter. She's freaking out about finals. Maybe she's watching. Hopefully she's watching. A test is not something for you to be afraid of. It's not about the test testing you. A test is an opportunity for you to show off what you know. This is the same thing for your project. You don't need to create like all these extra things in order to like make barriers to the project. Just get it done. Show off what you can do. Finish it up. Let's go. You got something else, Luis?
No.
All right, so earlier we told you we would discuss my first case back when I opened my own law practice about 10 years ago. I'm actually staying in the parking lot of the office building where I opened my own law practice 10 years ago. Truth of the story goes something like this. When I first decided to go out on my own, there was another attorney who was looking to upgrade his office, and so he gave me this sweet offer of take over the rest of my lease, become my subtenant, and I will give you all the furniture inside to keep. And so, you know, it was an offer I could not refuse, and so I went ahead and took it and moved my law office into the building you see behind me. So going to my first case, so let's see. Moving into this office didn't create my first case. The truth of my beginnings go about 3 months of total silence. And when I say 3 months of total silence, I opened my own law office. I didn't really have to buy much furniture. I had to buy a computer, you know, stationery, things of that nature, kind of the basics to open up a law office, a legal library, things like that. And I had a legal assistant and a phone line, but nobody was calling me. Like, I literally had 0 cases when I opened my law practice. So in the legal world, when you work for another law firm, you can send a letter out that lets the clients whose files you've been working on choose whether they want to go with you or not. But for me, I didn't think that was the right way to handle things. I kind of felt like the firm I worked at, that the clients belonged to that firm, and that anyone that wanted to kind of go with me would seek me out. And that's really what happened. So when I opened my office right here behind me, I had literally 0 files. And so we started by just kind of, I want to say like hanging out maybe thinking up some ideas on ways to get clients. But finally that first client came through the door, and his problem was he had moved from his home, I believe if my memory serves me correct, it was Montana, to the Palm Desert area using a moving company. We'll leave the names out to protect the innocent and the not so innocent as well. But he used a moving company, a national moving company, to move all of his personal items. And I think there was actually items that he had the moving company pack as well, and those items were covered by insurance in the event of anything being broken or something like that. And that's exactly what happened. Some of his valuable lladro statues were broken in the transition from Montana to California, and when he couldn't get the moving company to pay for them, he sought out legal assistance to do that, and that's what we were hired to do. We sent some letters. It turns out the moving company was self-insured. If you don't know what self-insured, it means they don't pay an outside insurance company. They sort of just kind of pocket their own money in the event of a claim and then pay it or don't pay it. So they were not willing very easily to pay that money out to my client. But after some pulling and pushing and pulling and pushing, we were able to achieve a settlement that the client was actually really, really happy about. So happy, in fact, that when he came and collected the money, he told me he'd be right back to pay my final bill, and he never came back. That's right, I got stiffed on my very first client. And so people ask me, so what did you do about it? And the answer, quite frankly, nothing. It was 10 years ago. I didn't know what to do about it. I hadn't really thought that side of it through. I was happy to have a first case under my belt and something to do other than just kind of shooting the breeze and saying hello to my legal assistant. And to be honest, looking back, I don't know, it's kind of maybe the right thing to do in that time, in that moment. We were just happy to get the ball rolling, and get the ball rolling is what we did. 10 years later, I have a vlog on YouTube. So, you know, with that, if you like this story, be sure to hit the like button. If you have a comment, something to share, well, I don't know, what was your first experience like as a business owner or even as an employee somewhere? Tell me a little bit something about your first experience in the workforce of America. And of course, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notifications. It would mean a lot to us. And with that, you'll see us and we'll see you on the next episode of Unbillable.